Hey guys, Michael here, and I'm back to talk bricks. Today we're talking This Week in Bonus LEGO News, where every Saturday I bring you the LEGO stories you need to know. There's even more 2021 set news this week, including the largest LEGO set ever, tons from LEGO Ideas, Star Wars Creator Expert, a Ninjago clothing line, and could we be getting LEGO The Office or Among Us next? And I'll kick off another round of the weekly giveaway. Just subscribe and leave a comment about this week's news. And of course, I'm back with LEGO deals from Amazon and across the web, so if you want to pick anything up to support the channel, there's links in the description below. First up from LEGO Star Wars, we've got the Armored Assault Tank for 18% off. From LEGO City, we've got the Police Highway Arrest for 23% off. From LEGO Toy Story 4, we've got Buzz and Woody's Carnival Mania for 24% off. And from LEGO Classic, we've got the Medium Creative Brick Box for 24% off. Plus, if you've been trying to get the 501st Clone Troopers set or the Trouble on Tatooine set, they're now in stock. And a lot of those large, hard-to-find sets are now available, including the LEGO Creator Coliseum set. And if you pick it up, you can also get the free Chariot set that they had on Black Friday. And while the site has the LEGO Ideas vintage car out of stock, they've brought back the Ice Skating Rink promotion with purchases over $150. If you're having any trouble finding the 2021 sets or you want to pick up these deals and support the channel, there's links in the description below. Next up in Star Wars news, thanks to Promo Bricks, we've got even more details of upcoming Star Wars sets. And that $800 D2C set is rumored to be a new Death Star with over 11,000 pieces. While that price tag is the same as the UCS Millennium Falcon, its piece count would put it far above the new largest set in the Roman Colosseum, which makes me believe that we may finally get a more fully enclosed Death Star build with perhaps sections that reveal some scenes within. But either way, with that piece count, I'm sure this is gonna be a behemoth, and I'm eager to see their newest take on it. Surprising to me, the $350 set is actually the Republic Gunship that won that previous LEGO Ideas contest. While I would have thought this slot was gonna be reserved for another Master Builder series set like the Mos Eisley Cantina, I can't wait to see this massive depiction of the Republic Gunship. Because with that higher price point, they could go much bigger and more detailed than with other sets that range around $200 like the Slave One. The only other set detailed is another advent calendar, but there's definitely some high price points on this list, so we're going to be getting some pretty cool sets in the second half. But as always, we'll just have to wait and see. Next up, in a previous video, I'd mentioned that we're going to be getting an all-new Creator Expert car, and it turns out that this year's car is going to be the Porsche 911. While we've gotten a few 911s in the past, I'm very excited to see that this one will be the first in an all-new line called the Vehicle Collection, which is just the 18+ rebranding that we've gotten, like the Fairground Collection or Botanical Collection. This car is definitely a classic, and I think that fans of this collection will be very excited to get this one. And I'm excited to see the details with the official photos, because at the rumored $150, I think they can do a lot more with this one. Next up in LEGO City news, we've got our first look at another new LEGO City set, thanks to LEGO leaking it in the back of their LEGO Friends instructions. In this advert at the back of the instructions, we get our first look at the Crooks Hideout set from LEGO City, which will also feature the new road plates and a searchlight. This set itself looks really nice and features quite a few builds. I found it pretty funny that the Crooks Hideout this time seems to be some sort of explosives factory. There's also builds for this small Crooks car, as well as this larger SUV. And there also seems to be a canine unit with that newer piece. Plus, there's another police helicopter featuring that searchlight and these stacked twin rotors. While we don't have any official word on when this will release or the price, I definitely feel like there's a lot packed into this set. Next up in LEGO Ideas news, this week we have a massive 4 projects that have hit 10,000 supporters on the platform, so let's break them down. First up, we've got The Office, which is actually the 3rd time that this creator has had an Office project hit 10,000 supporters, and the 4th time any LEGO Office project has hit it in the past. That being said, the project's designer continues to do an excellent job capturing the offices and the characters we love from Dunder Mifflin. And this time around, they smartly scaled down the scope of The Office this time to make it a little bit more appropriate to be chosen as a project. The Office continues to find new fans and become even more popular even after the series has ended. And as a huge fan of The Office myself, this is one that I've been keeping my fingers crossed on for a long time. So I guess we'll have to see if the 4th time's the charm. Next up, we've got Among Us, the Scale Detailed Map. This is actually the 2nd project based on the super popular murder mystery game Among Us. And just as the name implies, this one does a really nice job capturing the full detailed layout of the ship from the game. And they did an especially nice job making many of the rooms interactive like they are in the game. With Among Us being as popular as it is, you definitely can't count it out. Though of course, some of the activities from the game may not be up to LEGO's brand standards. Though I'd have to imagine that some set based on the property would sell very well. Next up, we've got The Shire, the Hobbit Hole of Frodo and Bilbo Baggins. Straight out of the world of The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, we've got a great depiction of this classic location. There's a full interior, and unique to this build, it's covered in all of those foliage pieces. As a huge fan of the original line of Lord of the Rings and Hobbit sets, I would love to see a return of this theme. And of course, I'd love to see this building built at this larger scale than the one we got as a set. So this is another one I'm keeping my fingers crossed for. Finally, we've got Castle of Lord Afal and the Black Knights. The goal of this set is of course to bring back LEGO's classic castle theme, and I think this castle is really excellent. It has that classic LEGO feel, but tons of great new parts and interesting techniques to bring it to the more modern building style. There's of course tons of interior details with all sorts of areas to play out different stories. As a fan of classic LEGO Castle myself, I would love if Castle turned into the new NASA, where we get one LEGO idea set based on it every couple of years. But as always, we'll have to wait for the review to see. And speaking of future reviews, there are 25 projects to be part of the third 2020 LEGO review round. This round is particularly interesting to me as many of the designs are similar to ones that we've gotten in previous reviews, such as the Mystery Shack from Gravity Falls and the project based on Avatar: The Last Airbender. Other projects simply seem like better versions of LEGO sets that we've gotten in the past, and others sadly similar to ones that just came out like the Coliseum and this modular-style police station. But despite that, the team will definitely have their work cut out for them because there's some really exceptional projects in this review round. It's hard to say which one I'm rooting for the most, but I'm definitely keeping my fingers crossed for a ton of them, including the Wallace and Gromit, Avatar, and Jumanji projects. Though there's so many more I know a lot of you fans are looking forward to, like Among Us. While we won't get the results of the third review till summer 2021, we will be getting the second 2020 LEGO Ideas review results early this year. And with this being the largest review group ever, I can't wait to see what comes. Next up in Ninjago news, as you all know, this year marks the 10th anniversary of the series. But it turns out that we may be getting more than just an anniversary wave of LEGO sets. Over on Twitter, UK fashion brand Hype posted this teaser image with the caption, "The bricks are building." But looking more closely at the shipping containers and using some Photoshop magic, we can see some Ninjago characters printed on the shipping containers. While many of the characters are hard to read or partially cut off, going right down the center, we can see these characters. And thanks to the Ninjago translator they created for the Ninjago movie, we can see these characters translate to the word LEGO. And the folks over at Brick Fanatics found further confirmation with this placeholder page on their site for the Hype X LEGO Ninjago Men's Collection. While we don't know exactly what's going to be included in the collection, I can't wait to find out, and thankfully we won't have to wait too long as the collection should be revealed on January 15th. And speaking of things coming soon, thanks to Brickset, we've got even more sets listed that are coming in 2021. First up from LEGO Monkey Kid, we've got the mini Monkey King Warrior Mech. The original Monkey King Warrior Mech was a fantastic set and one of my favorite builds from the line, so getting a smaller version of this one would be amazing. While my hope is that it would be a smaller version of the mech with that great Monkey King minifigure, the set's numbering makes me think it's more likely to be another polybag set similar to this one from Ninjago. We also get word that the Brickhead's Pets line will also be expanding, this time featuring characters based on a budgie, or a type of bird, as well as the classic goldfish. As a fan of Brickheads, I'm glad to see that the line is continuing like this, and I only hope that we can get more varieties of pets to look more like the ones you may have at home. And I hope that similar to the pet beds we got in these versions, that we get a cool bird cage and fishbowl for these new ones. Next, it turns out we're also going to be getting another tribute set similar to this one that we got recently for Charles Dickens, this time based on the famed female pilot Amelia Earhart. I'm keeping my fingers crossed for a really great classic plane and a new figure for Amelia Earhart, and I'm hoping we get some other cool historical sets in the future. Next up, in last week's video, we talked about the accidental reveal of the upcoming LEGO Ideas set, the Medieval Blacksmith. But thanks to some rumors, we've got some more details of what will be included. The set will include 4 minifigures, including the Blacksmith, a Huntress, as well as 2 knights from the Black Falcon clan. For fans of Old Castle, it's great to see these classic references brought back with more modern designs. And the set will also include an all-new horse as well as a husky. And overall, I just can't wait for this set to be fully revealed. And speaking of upcoming reveals, after getting this hilarious llama minifigure last week for the all-new upcoming theme LEGO video, since then LEGO has updated their website with this full teaser site. The visuals on the site are pretty psychedelic, and the only thing you can actually do is play the maracas by clicking on the icon. And we know there's going to be a digital component to all these sets, so I'm guessing that you're going to want to collect them all to put together a full band, with the llama here being the maracas. While the sets won't be coming out until March, we should know more starting on January 26th. Next up, in last week's video, we talked about the Ninjago City Gardens and Marvel's Eternal sets, as they were featured in a recent Canadian catalog. But this week, I actually got the American version of the catalog in the mail, so that we can see the American prices with these scans. First up, the massive 5,685-piece Ninjago City Gardens will actually retail for only $299.99. For a set this large and detailed with so many figures, this actually feels very reasonable to me. First up, from Marvel's Eternals, the Deviant Ambush set will retail for $24.99, which feels a touch expensive. But thankfully, the Eternals Aerial Assault set will only be $9.99, which feels like a deal with 2 figures. In Arisham's Shadow will be $59.99 $89.99, and while I think it's a touch expensive, it does come with 4 minifigures and a light brick. And finally, Rise of the Domo feels like a great deal with over 1,000 pieces at $89.99. And while we don't have an official release date for these, I'm hoping they're coming soon. So there you have it, folks. That was this week in bonus LEGO news, and LEGO's giving us a ton to look forward to, as well as a lot of things to be curious about. I'm probably most excited to find out more about the 11,000 piece massive Death Star. Plus, I'm also curious to see how the LEGO Ninjago hype clothing line will look. And with 35 projects in the next LEGO Ideas review, I can't wait to see what's coming next. Be sure to leave this video a thumbs up down below as it really helps the channel, and don't forget to subscribe because I'll be back next Saturday with even more LEGO news. And let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What did you think about all the stories? And which one are you most excited about? And now we've got this week's giveaway winner. Congratulations! And be sure to email me from the About page on my channel so we can coordinate about the prize. And if you want to enter this week's round, just leave me a comment about this week's news. You must be a subscriber to win. And definitely turn on notifications to find out when my next video is posted, because I'll be announcing the winners at the end of some of the videos. That's all the time we've got for today. Thanks, and have a good one! Hey guys, Michael here. Click to watch last week's video featuring LEGO Ninjago, Marvel, video, and so much more, and don't forget to subscribe.